Good morning, everyone. So, in this final video of your chapter number 4, that is the Mughal Empire, we are going to understand the last emperor Aurangzeb. Okay. So, we all know that we have read in the last class regarding the reign of Shah Jahan, and one of his son was Aurangzeb, who actually had a very long battle with his own brothers, and then he emerged victorious, and he had after Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb came to the throne. Okay. So Aurangzeb was also known as Alamgir, or you can say conqueror of the world. Okay. Now Aurangzeb was a very orthodox and a very cruel emperor, and that is why all those group of people who were actually the friends of the Mughal Empire became his enemies. Okay, like Rajputs, Jat, Bundelas, Sikhs, Satanamis. Satanamis are the group of Hindu worshippers only, and Marathas also. Okay, and so that is the first thing about Aurangzeb. Second is that he had a very tough battle with the Maratha leader, that is Shivaji, and it was the basic reason for the decline of the Aurangzeb's empire, or you can say the decline of the Mughal Empire also. Third is that he had also had a battle with the ninth Sikh Guru Tegh Bahadur ji, and he later ordered to execute Guru Tegh Bahadur, because Guru Tegh Bahadur was defending some of the really Hindu people, and that is why, because he was not accepting, Aurangzeb wanted him to convert into Islam. He wanted to accept him Islam religion, but he was against it. That is why Aurangzeb ordered him to execute. He was also very much popular among people, regarding the reimposition of the jizya tax. This tax, which was earlier, abolished by Akbar, the Aurangzeb, during Aurangzeb time, it was reimposed on the non-Muslim people also. Then Aurangzeb, actually he used to live a very simple and a very hardworking kind of a life. A very simple person. He did not, used to live a very, a high class, or used to enjoy the nobility and everything. That is why he also came to be known as Zinda Pir, or a living saint. Although he had a lot of resources, but he never spent that kind of money on his, living. Lastly, because of the troubles he were having from the Maratha leaders and from the all the people from the northwest India also, that is the basic reason why Aurangzeb, that the Mughal Empire declined after the reign of Aurangzeb. And also another reason is that because the people, or the who came after Aurangzeb, were not as capable to control the whole empire. Okay, because during the reign of Aurangzeb, it was such a big empire which was practically impossible for any person to control. So that was the decline of the Mughal Empire, and this was the last Mughal emperor which we are going to read in this chapter. The last part of the chapter is actually dedicated to the administrative system under the Mughals. So what kind of administration system they had during the Mughals. Okay. Now, we got this information from the book, that is N.A. Akbari, which is written by Abul Fazl. And in book, first of all, he has told about the Mughal emperor, that Mughal emperor was absolute power. Means, nobody can stand against the rules of Mughal emperor. He is also the head of the army, commander-in-chief, and he is also the head of the justice department, also the chief authority. And all the appointments in the nobility and everything is done by emperor himself. There was centralization of authority, means every decision was taken by Mughal emperor only. So this was about Mughal emperor. Here we can say that several departments were there, and several departments had separate officials who were heading the department. The first official is Diwan or Diwane Ala. He is a person who is, take care of the revenue department, who used to, keep a record of all the incomes and expenses which is occurring in the whole Mughal Empire. Then we have Mir Bakshi, who is the head of the military department, who used to take all decision regarding to the military department only. Then we have Mir Saman. Mir Saman is a person who used to be in charge of royal workshop. Means if there is any kind of necessity in the royal household, then it will be taken care by Mir Saman. Then we have Chief Qazi or Chief Sardar. He is the head of the judicial department. Okay, so like we have Chief Justice. So at that time we used to have Chief Qazi or Chief Sardar. Then we have Muhtasibs. Muhtasibs are officials which used to keep a order and control into the entire city. That was called as mutasibs. Okay. Here in the start, you will see that how Mughal Empire were divided. So the whole Mughal Empire were divided into, some provinces which were called as subas, and which was headed by a subedar. Then we had every suba, or you can say every province, was further subdivided into district, or you can say sarkars, which were headed by a faujdar. Then every district used to have a, further division used to have a some group of villages that was called as parganas, and parganas were headed by shikdars and the amil. And every pargana or a group of villages used to have further subdivision into single villages which were headed by mukaddam and patwaris. Okay, so this was about that how Mughal Empire was divided. Okay. Lastly, we have the Mansabdari system. The Mansabdari system, which was actually introduced by Akbar. Why it was introduced? In order to give position to the people who were working for the Mughal Empire. So under this system, each officer is known as a Mansabdar, which was given a rank called Mansab. Means your rank is known as Mansab and the person is called as Mansabdari system. Now what is this system? This is a grading system in which every Mansab's rank, salary and his responsibility were decided. So all the Mansab were divided into two parts, Zat and Samar. Who were Zat? Zat, you were the people who used to fix the Mansabdar personal status and salary, and they used to decide the rank also. Okay. And Sawar used to be the number of cavalrymen. Okay. 4 soldiers a Mansab could keep. Okay. Every Mansabdar used to have some jagirs, means some kind of areas which were allotted to them, which from which they can collect the revenue. Okay, and they can collect the salaries also according to the revenue or according to the jagir they were given. Then this system was not hereditary, means if a person is a Mansab and he has some territories or some jagirs with him, then after his death his son will not be doing, his son will not get this. Okay, so it was not hereditary. So that system will end only when a person dies. Okay. A Mansabdar generally entered service as a low rank, means a Mansabdar will join at a very low rank and then he will rise, his rank will rise depending upon his loyalty and his work. Okay. So this was about your Mughal Empire. By the administration system, by knowing the administration system of the Mughal Empire, this chapter has ended. Okay. Thank you so much.